Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's Andy, Managing Consultant for Cybervenger. Today I want to talk about the 3 big mistakes people make in cybersecurity. Foundational, fundamental mistakes. It's not a technological problem. It's not even an administrative problem. This is a problem of philosophy, mindset. Now the good news with that is anybody can learn the correct mindset to have if you want to be cybersecure. You want to protect your data, protect yourself, protect your financial picture, all that stuff. It's a way of thinking that you have to start with first. So the 3 big mistakes, 2 of them are interesting because they're opposite ends of the spectrum. And hilariously enough, I've met people who simultaneously hold both philosophies in their head at the same time, which shouldn't be possible. I'll explain. The first philosophy on this side is, who the heck would hack me? I'm a nobody. I'm as boring as it gets. I have no businesses. I have no money in my checking account. My credit score is like 300. I just had bankruptcy. Go ahead, steal my identity. Waste your time. I'd love to laugh at you. That's a lot of thinking that people have had. Run into people like that. And on the surface, it makes sense. I mean, if you're broke and you have no money whatsoever, what's the point in stealing somebody's identity, right? Who's going to spend time on it? Well, here's the thing. First, the bad guy isn't spending time on you. They spend all their time engineering a bot. And this bot will go out and hack 1 million accounts, or try to, of people who are just like you. 1 million people with just an internet connection is a valuable asset to an attacker, because they could use those million internet connections to attack somebody big, or disguise their activities or do other things like that. It's called a botnet. I won't get into it, but just trust me when I say it doesn't matter who you are a cybersecurity target. Take it seriously. So don't get cocky, thinking, okay, I'm nobody, they'll never come after me. Or same thing of don't get cocky. Maybe you think you're invulnerable because you work for a big institution or something and they've got good cybersecurity people. Don't get cocky. That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is the opposite thing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get hacked. Everyone's going to get hacked. There's nothing I can do. I give up. So the second mistake here. Now, I've known people who somehow have said the same thing to me in the span of 2 sentences. Oh, no one's going to go after me. Oh, what's the point? I can't stop it anyway. Well, which is it? Is it hopeless, or is there nothing to worry about? How do you hold both philosophies simultaneously? But people do. I don't know. People are weird. But that's also false. There's a lot you can do. Being breached is not an all or nothing thing. You could protect some of your cybersecurity, even some of your data, even as other bits of data are released. And even if you're breached by one attacker group, it's not the same thing as having your data exposed to everybody everywhere, right? Criminals don't always share data. They're out for themselves. And so you might have your social security number breached one place, but it doesn't mean it's actually going to be exploited. Just because somebody has the data doesn't mean they're going to use it. Sometimes they just build up a portfolio and sell the portfolio to someone who never actually does anything to you. And maybe somebody gets your address, but they don't get your social security number, and they never quite get enough. So if you can protect some things, it's a lot better than protecting nothing. It's a spectrum. The more you can do, the better your position you're going to be in. I mean, just because someone damages something of yours doesn't mean they utterly destroy it, right? You follow the line of thinking, right? It's not all or nothing. You can protect a large chunk of what you have, even if some of it gets compromised. Yeah, that's bad, but it's not the same thing as losing everything. So don't give up. Don't give up. Don't get cocky. So what's the third mistake everybody makes? And that is too much trust. People like, well, okay, I'm going to trust Google. They'll secure my stuff in the cloud. It's Google. They're huge. If they can't stop the bad guys, nobody can, right? Okay, well, yeah, I give this information to the government. I'm not worried about it because it's the freaking federal government. They secure all our nuclear codes and weapons. They can stop this sort of thing. Let's look down here. Not the first breach of its kind by any stretch of the imagination, but this is this week's example. So, a group of attackers claim, so we got to use the word allegedly, but all evidence point to this is what happened, have breached Acuity, which is technical consulting firm working with the national and public safety authorities. Federal agents' data and classified documents were allegedly leaked. I'll spare reading the whole article, but the long and short of it is these guys are big players. They work with the Five Eyes group, so the Five Eyes being UK's spy agency, the NSA, our spy agency here in the US, NATO members, right, that spy on the whole world and share data allegedly about terrorists and trying to stop that sort of thing. But that data, hey, it's okay that we collect all this data. You've got nothing to hide, then you got nothing to fear, right? Yeah, well, all that data has now been stolen by this group here. Maybe not all of it, but large chunks of that data have now been stolen. This is the problem with trusting the government. First of all, proof here, they get hacked too. No, just because the government has their data doesn't mean it's secure. And just because they have good intentions, or allegedly have good, if we're going to use the word allegedly to use it right, just because the government allegedly has good intentions with your data, doesn't mean someone won't come along and take it and then you abuse that data. So don't trust large institutions to protect your stuff. That means you are responsible for protecting yourself. Okay, let's get practical for a second. What does that even mean, right? What can you do? If they ask me for my social security information and my address and my place of business, what can I do? Don't give it to them. There's a difference between breaking a rule and breaking a law. Now, I'm not going to encourage anybody to commit fraud or break a law, because that puts you at a lot of risk. That's way beyond losing your data, right? Don't go to jail. That's what I'm saying. If you're doing business with a bank, they're going to need certain information. It's a bank. They need to know the information. They need to know who has this money in the account, who to send the tax information off to, who to contact in the event of emergency, in the event of death, who to send the money to. All that stuff, they need it. That's an actual need. So need to know is a foundational principle of cybersecurity. And you can say that to anybody who asks information that doesn't need to know the information. That's a law. There's also rules, terms and conditions. If you go to Facebook or Meta or X or Instagram or Pinterest or any of those, and they ask you for your birthday, what do they need your birthday for? What does anybody need your birthday for in social media? That shouldn't be public information. Lie. Or if you're given the option, don't supply that information. If not given the option, lie. You're breaking the rules, right? But what rules are you breaking? You're breaking the terms and conditions, right? So what's going to happen? If you ever get caught, you get kicked off the platform. Which would you rather have? Would you rather get kicked off the platform, or would you want some cybersecurity hacker to have your social security number, your birthday, all this other information that they shouldn't have? All that could be used to steal your identity. And maybe you're like, okay, yeah, they steal my identity. I'm broke right now. I'm going to go back to flaw number one, misconception number one. Yeah, maybe you're broke now, but will you be broke 10 years from now? Maybe your education finally pays off. Maybe you get a better job. Maybe your bankruptcy expires and now you get good credit now. 10 years from now, you could be in a good spot. Has your social security number changed? Probably not. Maybe not even your address. So my point is, always protect your data, even if you think it's worthless today, and you can do that. Don't give it away unless somebody genuinely needs it. Somebody asks for a social security number. There's actually laws that tell people they're not allowed to have that information unless there's a justification for it. People ask for it all the time. They just use it as a universal ID number, which is not what it's for. Don't give it out. You're filling an application that's there, just don't put it in. I know we don't want to be rude. We don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to give the poor, exhausted service desk persons, any more stress on their day. We don't want to argue with them, right? I get that. I'm that kind of person too. I don't like to start fights and cause trouble, but it's necessary. And if they don't need that data, then you shouldn't give it to them. This level of security is necessary. And someone pushes back and he's like, look, this is cybersecurity 101. You can tell me you're secure all the time, but this is basic principle 101. How can you be cyber secure if you're not following the most foundational principle of cybersecurity? Nobody's going to know how to answer that question. And you may win that pushback and not have to provide information. I highly suggest everybody challenge everybody all the time when they ask for personal information that they don't need. They don't need your birthday. They might not need your address. They definitely don't need your social security number unless it's, something related to social security, right? So with that kind of philosophy and mindset, if we all had that, cybersecurity will become easier for the good guys and hacking harder for the bad guys. And some of those criminals, they're criminals of opportunity. They might get tired of this hacking thing when it's too hard to execute, and they might go get a real job. Collectively, working together, we can make a real difference. And it starts with having the right mindset. Don't give up. Don't get cocky. And don't give any information out to anybody. I don't care how trusted they are, unless there's a genuine justification for that exact piece of data, and then give them no more than they absolutely need. If we all did that, the world of cybersecurity would be a lot better place for all the good guys. That's all I got. That's all the philosophy I'm going to wax today. I appreciate you sticking through to the end, and I hope to see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.